Today we join many other Americans who are disgusted with the direction our country's headed. Our country is broke, and it's for one simple reason. Our government spends too much money, period. Let me be a little bit repetitive for effect. The numbers are mind-boggling. Every minute, the national debt increases by $2 million. I got out a calculator. I could not believe it. Do the math. $2 million per minute. It boggles the mind. The debt per taxpayer is $116,000, but that ignores the unfunded liabilities of Medicare and Social Security. I hope the new health care bill covers medication for depression, because we are going to have a lot of depressed people in a very depressed, overtaxed economy. Let me reiterate something Seth alluded to. This is scary. How bad has it gotten? Our government is going to force us, because that's what government is, force. It's going to force us to buy health insurance. I've chosen not to buy lots of things in my life, including at some point in time, I chose not to buy health insurance. It wasn't worth it. Government cannot spend my money better than I can spend my money.
That's right.
I know he needs the additional press, so let me give it to him, because he hasn't had enough. In a moment of honesty, our Congressman Phil Hare let the cat out of the bag. The Constitution, and I quote, "Don't believe me, go on YouTube and listen for yourself. It doesn't matter." We know it doesn't matter to too many politicians, and that explains why our country is in the mess it is in. Congressman Hare apparently doesn't realize that the phrase life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is not in the Constitution. It's in the Declaration of Independence. Congressman Hare's mindset is what's wrong with our government. Maybe he can get President Obama, the great wordsmith, to explain to him the meaning of the word pursuit. Government efforts to make one group happier too often come at the expense of making other groups less happy. The debt piper is going to come calling, and those who will end up paying the tab will not, trust me, Congressman Hare, be particularly happy about it. I recently read an excellent book entitled The Price of Liberty by Robert Hormats. The author points out that for most of this country's history, it was considered immoral, and make no mistake about it, it is immoral, to pass one major debt on to future generations. When our country fought a war, it got as much of the money for that war as it could by current taxation, and then any debt that was incurred to fight that war, it was considered their moral obligation to pay that debt off as quickly as possible. I'm willing to bet a lot of money that neither President Obama nor President George W. Bush read that book. As people such as my favorite scholar Thomas Sowell has pointed out, government likes to name programs for the intended results rather than for the results those programs actually achieve. Government gave us the Great Society program, and why not? Hillary Clinton told us it takes a village to raise a child. Hillary Clinton, America is not a hippie commune. There are lots. There are many children who've grown up without a father thanks to the quote-unquote Great Society program. I'm guessing those children who've been deprived of the love of a father are not referring to this program as the quote-unquote Great Society program. We were told the government would take care of us in quote-unquote Social Security. The only thing an intelligent person can be secure in knowing is that the government does not have a Social Security trust fund in any meaningful sense of that phrase. This humongous IOU is going to be paid by future workers of America. Government gave us a Medicare program. Anybody who takes the time to look at the program realizes it is a metastasizing cancer on our society. We hear lots about Bernie Madoff being a crook for running a pyramid scheme, but when government does it, somehow, magically, by some alchemy that escapes me, it becomes quote-unquote social justice. It doesn't take a genius to realize the wisdom of the following. When you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you do is stop digging. Unfortunately, our elected officials are hell-bent on using a backhoe to back future taxpayers into an abyss. Freedom-loving Americans are justifiably angry. We are trying to take that backhoe away from government. When Benjamin Franklin was leaving the Constitutional Convention, that's something that maybe Phil here doesn't know much about. Benjamin Franklin was asked what type of government we would have, and his response was, a republic if we can keep it. If we don't change the way our government is not working, we will soon be a banana republic. Congressman Hare, Patrick Henry did not say, give me government through government debt. We need government to stop digging. It needs to stop borrowing and spending. Let me reiterate something else that Seth alluded to, and I'll end on this note. There are some people who cannot face the truth. They can't handle criticism. They have resorted to using some ugly terms to describe us. I want to thank my daughter Jessica, who's in graduate school for chemistry out in Utah, for the following. Who are we? We are Americans who value our personal freedoms. We want to spend the money we work to earn as we choose to spend it. We are Americans concerned about our progeny and the debts our government continues to pile on them without their consent. We are Americans who have become discontent with our bloated government, and we are using our freedom of speech and our freedom to assemble to do something about it. Thank you very much.